She's been battle tested. She's proven her worth and will definitely be on your Christmas list for this holiday season. This is my final and official overview of the 1981 to 1987 GMC Chevy CK Square Body. Let's see what all's changed for this iconic truck. So keeping it short with the intro, guys, welcome to the official overview of what I'm going to call the finalized version of this truck right now, which is out for testing. One thing I want to dive into is the changes that I made from the previous episode, you guys can find in the top right, on some of the things you guys helped correct me on, and a couple things that I tweaked on myself. Which, heading into the cars, and I will be linking this truck in this video's description when it launches, as well as a quick little video showcasing how it is launched. You guys will be able to find this for PC only on probably Mod Network being the most likely candidate, since that is my main platform. But diving into where you could find the truck, you guys will find this in the cars category. There are two options, being a gasoline and a diesel. They both start at the same price, but it really just comes down to options. If we pop into the store originally that you guys had mentioned when I did the CK of the C10 to C20 and 30, I originally said that the C20 was a 6-lug pattern. It is not. You guys corrected me, as it is an 8-lug. I gave the truck the ability to also run no hubcaps on the 8-lug steel wheels. In addition to this, however, I did add 2 different rims for the 8 lugs to replace kind of how the system of lugs worked. There being the one and this being the other, both American Racing rims. And if we head up to the K series, I gave the 15-inch rims a Firestone factory tire, so you guys can have this on either the 2-wheel drive or the 4-wheel drive, but it is a 15-inch Firestone regular radial all-season tire. But only the K10 series now has the 6-lug bolt pattern. Some major things that I did to this truck that include performance aspects go to the transmissions. This truck in the gasoline engines came with 4 engine options for a gas and 1 for the diesel. The problem with the automatic transmissions is that they always drove where the gears would go from 1 to 4 and then the truck would like really just kick into gear. That is now not a thing. All transmissions have been modified with a more realistic style where it doesn't kick as bad, it just rides a lot smoother. I also did a little bit of power band tweaking. I would say now the automatics probably are the better of the 2 options if you are trying to choose towing wise, because the manual 305 and the 250 inline 6 aren't the greatest in their outputs. But the 350 manual and the 454 still retain their really big low-end torque. All of the options have stayed the same, being you can have the regular Chevrolet grille, or what I like to call the 81 Chevy grille, the older, more mesh style looking. Then you have the ability to change to the Scottsdale. None of this ever changed, so if you guys do, like I said, want to go watch the other video that gives you a little bit more in-depth looks, this is the video that just showcases what has changed. I did change some features towards the back. As we know, the beds do come off and detach from the frame of the truck. And when dismantled, you could see all of the detail that goes into the model itself. But the easiest way to showcase how to attach this is to put your frame rails and your wheels just between the wooden frame structure, pressing Q, and you now have attached the bed to the truck. This vehicle is currently equipped with the 350 automatic, which if we pop our HUD back on and give her a little bit of gas, we can see that it actually goes from gear 1 to 2 to 3 and to 4 once it gets up to speed. You can drift the truck because it's got enough power. The bigger the motor, the more potential you have to kick the rear end out. One thing that was probably not showcased last time, or if it wasn't, I didn't really talk about it too much, is the simple interactive controls that can be found on the cabin of the truck, which is just on the 2 doors for the driver and passenger. But if we move back to the back bed, which I actually realized I modified this wrong, we can find that on our fuel doors, you have the ability to open the fuel door if you want to just add a little bit of RP to your server. You can also interactively lower the tailgate, and if I mentioned it or if I notified this last time, depending on what options you have in the bed, I gave the ability of the simple interactive controls to those, like the toolbox and the topper door, but when the option is not equipped, I lowered the X below the surface, so you don't have 500 different X's that are pretty much just hanging around on the outside of the vehicle. And if we go over with camera magic to the 379 diesel version of the pickup, I'll give you guys a quick sound bite of what that sounds like. It is the 6.2 liter Detroit diesel. And if anybody does recognize this bed, you are correct. David, or otherwise known as 82 Studios, has allowed me to give you guys the packs. I mentioned this last time, but it works with the bale bed, it works with the 3,500 beds, all of that stuff you guys can use on this pickup. The only thing I don't know is that on the bale bed, if you still have the ability to tow a regular trailer behind this if the flatbed has a hitch. If not, then you can't tow a trailer with this truck. I can't really modify that because David wanted me to send you guys directly to his thing and download that pack. Otherwise, he was completely fine with me using this and basically getting you guys this truck with this pack. Other than that, however, this truck is pretty much set in stone, ready to go. I have it out to my testers that I have going through it, making sure everything works on it. There's no major errors. There's nothing that you guys are going to have problems with. There will be people that'll have problems, and some of those things I cannot help you guys. The biggest one being, no, this will not come to console. I cannot stress it enough, and I've been polite enough to try and tell you guys. This truck will not come to console. As much as I'd like to put this truck on there too, I know that Giants would not even take this thing and touch it with a 10-foot pole because of the way it is detailed, the way it is scripted, the way it is everything imaginable. But to all my PC players out there, I hope you guys are really starting to get excited because this has been by far the most excruciating project I've ever pieced together. I can't wait to see what great content comes from this and all the great ideas that this thing has the ability to create. With that being said, guys, this is going to do it for this video. It's a very quick, very short, but pretty much straight to the point overlook of everything that has technically changed on this truck. I want you guys to also, if you can, go to check out the previous video that was showcasing this vehicle as I go a lot more in-depth of every option that the truck has for you guys to look at. But without further ado, that's going to do it for me, guys. Be sure to smash that like button, subscribe down below. Also, be sure to check out the Boomstick Club for all the up-to-date content from me and the gang. You guys already know who is in it. I shall see you all in the next one. This is the Rental Man out. Peace.